Hi, everybody. I hope that you are having a wonderful day, night, or evening, afternoon, whenever you get to this reading. So, welcome to the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. My name is ASTRAEA, and I'm here to hopefully enlighten you, get you to connect with the Most High God, and guide you towards spirit, towards your highest divine life purpose, fulfilling your mission here. Okay. And I support all of everybody's beliefs in God, whether you are a Muslim person and believe in Allah. I love Allah. I love all of the different faces of God. So everybody's welcome here. All right. All beliefs. Okay. So make sure you're familiar with my legal disclaimers. Okay. They're in the description box below. By watching my videos, you're agreeing that you have read them, that you are aware of them, and you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. That is before, or that is after the reading as well. Be responsible for yourself. Okay. By watching my videos, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me for my calling. I'm reminding the people watching about my personal human rights. Attempting to persecute me in any form or fashion from what I channel from God and the Holy Spirit is a violation against this contract and the First Amendment, which is the freedom of speech, which I'm very grateful to have that. Thank you, because Brittany, or whatever, the UK does not have freedom of speech. That is insane to me. Totally scary. So I'm very grateful for that. Yeah. Any attempt to silence me will be followed up with by the Most High God. Treat others how you want to be treated. Do not shoot the messenger, and do not harm the prophets of God. All right. Now, if you don't pray, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to say this prayer for the both of us. I invite the Most High God to be with us now, invoking and evoking. Okay, into this reading, into every other. I ask that the Most High God please return all evil, block out anyone or anything that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, and the highest truth to be revealed to me and to my collective. And I pray for all of my subscribers. Okay, I ask now as I call upon God's favor to give us the full armor of God for protection during our life's mission and work here on earth. I am eternally grateful for your favor, Heavenly Source, and for your unfailing love. Thank you for blessing me and my subscribers, and thank you for healing the sick and creating miracles in your holy name, Lord my God. I give gratitude and thanks. I pray into thy holy presence and meditate upon your divine will. Amen. So we are working with today the Talking to Heaven mediumship cards. So I am getting messages from people who have crossed over. If you are needing closure so that you can move forward in your life, okay, we're going to get that today. I am so much better now. A lot of the times when people pass away, we continue to think of them in the state that they were in, you know, when they were passing away. It's just kind of like how trauma works. But every time a spirit crosses over, it's not like they are 100% fixed of everything. They're still the same person, but there is a lot of healing that happens. Okay. The physical restraints are removed. So somebody's ancestors are really coming through very strong. They're very, very protective over you. We have been together in dreams. So you could be having dreams about these ancestors. Dreams are always really important. It's not so much important that you find out every little thing, what it means in the dream, is as much as it is to resolve the dream. Okay. So that it just doesn't keep playing on like a loop in your head. But people who have crossed over in the ancestors, they will come through dreams because that's where we're in a more psychically receptive state, you know, when we're sleeping, when we're dreaming. So spirit will bring in messages through your dreams. And even if you don't understand the dream, write it down, because there could be something that happens later on that leads you back to the dream, and then you understand the dream. But if you don't write them down, you could forget the dream, and then it's like just going to play in your subconscious on replay. Although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. So you could have been scrambling, trying to, like, if this was a tragic death, and I think that all deaths they're all tragedies, but they're all, with death comes life. like a different life. It's like there's positive and there's negatives of everything. But again, death is just a doorway to having another incarnation. And honestly, I believe in quantum immortality. I feel like when you pass away in this life, you just shift into a reality where you're still alive. Maybe you'll have a different body and be in a different planet or whatever. But everything happens for a reason. So also, if you are somebody that has miscarried, everything happens for a reason. Now you have to understand that you could be wanting a child, but if this child comes through and what happens a lot of times with miscarriages is that the child goes, you know what, I don't think that I'm ready to go through this birth. I just don't think that I'm ready to do that. So the soul leaves and then a miscarriage occurs. That's sometimes when a miscarriage happens, okay? Everything's always happens for a reason. I have become one of your guides. So you have a deceased loved one or an ancestor that has stuck around and literally become one of your guides, which is perfect. Because to be quite honest, like when people, for me, when people die, I actually get to know them better than I knew them when they were alive, because they can't hide anything and they don't have a mask to hide behind. And so whenever somebody that I know dies, I actually know them. I get to know them better. Somebody could have had like a great aunt or something that passed over. Somebody's great aunt left them something. I am standing right next to you, not to creep you out, but I am standing right next to you. You may feel your loved one around you right now. I mean, I'm feeling that loving energy coming from the other side. There is no time where I am. Time is only on Earth. Well, it's not just on Earth. There's other planets where time exists. So they're able to see things from a higher perspective, from like fifth dimensional. I always give you a good night kiss. This is literally somebody that comes to visit you in your dreams to protect you. You could have been having like sleep paralysis, and since this person's passed away, you're not having sleep paralysis no more, or anymore. Excuse me. You're not having that experience anymore. I send you loving signs through nature. This could be a butterfly, could be a feather that you see. It could be hummingbirds. It could be doves. I always see that it's always a lot of birds, but and things that have wings, like they're just winged messengers, like butterflies. So yeah, so you have, oh, that's so sweet. You have somebody that is always sending you stuff, sending you signs to be aware of their presence. So again, if let's say your Mima, your grandma, she loved butterflies. She's crossed over. She sends you butterflies to remind you of her love. Or maybe she loved sunflowers or orchids or something like that. You'll know who your person is that we're talking about. I wish I had told you more often how much I love you. And this is a very common feeling and experience that people go through, because in the past, I don't know why, but in the past generations, people did not tell their children or that they love them. I'm not for sure why, but I had to leave that way. So if this person had to leave in a very troubling, upsetting, or traumatic way, this is telling you that it was either their karma or they had to leave that way. And if you watch them pass over, they're very grateful for you being the person to be there with them when they died. That's always an honor. It may not be the easiest thing to do, but it is legitimately an honor to be there, to be the last thing that somebody sees. A lot of unalivers or murderers, right? They want their face to be the last thing that these people see when they walk away. But think about that in a loving way and not a murderer doing something. Think of it as you being there, like when, especially if this person chose to pass away when you were in the room and nobody else was in there. That's like a big sign that you had just a contract to be there to support this person on their way to their next journey. As a soul, I can be in several places at once. This, again, we are so tethered to our human reality where it's all based upon time and space that we forget that spirit is limitless and everything's happening all at once. Time is not linear. It is fluid like water. It's all happening at once. So yeah, this ancestor could be kicking your enemy's butt and protecting you and protecting your children all at the same time. And this is why they saw that you needed this extra protection. This is why when they passed away, they decided to become one of your guides. This person's got clearance from the Most High God to do whatever is necessary to keep you safe. My mind is free. So yes, if this person passed over, had any dementia or any type of something like that, okay, know that their mind is free now. It is beautiful where I am. It absolutely is. Remember, there really is no such thing as death. All death means is a change, a transition, and that's it. It's not a permanent ending. The earth is our school. The earth is our school. Absolutely. You have nothing to feel guilty about. If you've been holding on to any guilty feelings or anything like that about your crossed over loved one, this is saying to release that. Okay. So now I'm going to get I'm being guided to go grab the empath oracle. Huge cards, my goodness. So on these, I will be reading the book because I feel like it's important. But I'll also be channeling messages as well. If you have not taken your medication today, go take your medication. If you have not had a drink of water or anything to drink, go get a drink. If you haven't brushed your teeth, go brush your teeth. I know, really, seriously, these are the biggest cards. Their book is huge. Okay, let's see. Opening to dreams and visions. Wow, how many times are the messages going to just keep repeating? So again, this is talking about you opening. And hi, Huncho, number one. But yeah, this is talking about you opening to your dreams and your visions, which we were just talking about that because that's how this ancestor communicates with you. And sometimes it could be through that space where we're right in between being awake and asleep that they come to you. 28. There's 10. Let's see. I've actually never used this deck before, but I've had it for a long time. Okay, so essential themes: understanding the significance of dreams and intuition, differentiating between visionary symbolism and literalism. That's like learning how to interpret your dreams, basically. And you can go to dreamdictionary.com when you have. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing really well. So yeah, so you can always go to it's called dreamdictionary.com, and you can type in keywords in your dreams, and then it'll pull up an interpretation for you. That'll be one way to interpret it, but always just go with your intuition. Like if you have a gut feeling that it's actually meaning something else than what the interpretation it is, always go with your gut feeling, because these dreams are personally for you. So imagery: the world of dreams and visions have entered the figure in this picture. This is kind of, I don't know if this is a face or what this picture is, but it's like abstract. The boundary between dreams and reality has been abolished. Whoa. The world of magic has found an access to the individual depicted. Fixed mental structures have been given away to a fluidity of thought that enables them to access the magic of imagination at any time. So the deeper meaning is every person is skilled in different ways. This is part of what makes humankind so beautiful. Those of us who are highly empathetic. Now, I am picking up that you are highly empathetic. That's why I was guided to grab this humongous book. So learning what type of empath you are is important. I think that's going to come up in this reading, because I think that's what your ancestor wants you to know, where you're absorbing the energy from. So, so you could be a natural artist, or somebody that's a visionary, or somebody who's very creative. Visions can come in numerous forms. You can, so for some, this is divination, which will be something with your eyes open, right? Scrying on something. And for others, it can come during deep sleep or during meditation time. But it's important to pay attention to visions and ideas that we receive, but also use our strong discernment. Okay. When it comes to these things, this is because symbolism is obvious with dreams. But like I said, pay attention to your gut feeling, because we are looking through the personal lens of self. Like it says here, it says we see things through a certain lens, and everybody does. We have our personal lens, right? But that personal lens is shaped with our thoughts and our beliefs. Yeah, they did. They worked on it, but the thing is that they can't really block you from your destiny. The only thing they can do is try to delay it. And a delay still means it's destiny, which means it's going to happen no matter what. But what they were trying to do was delay it. And when other people know more things about you and your abilities than you do, that's where they can start to take advantage of you. And that's literally what I'm getting. It says that keep in mind that our present perceptions, beliefs, and behaviors are a result of past experiences and interpretations about life and reality. If true visionary experiences occur, empaths need to make an effort to discern that which is based upon our own past experiences versus that which is being externally derived. And we are in control of both, though. This card bridges the conscious mind to the unconscious or subconscious mind. Okay. That's very important, because having that bridge there is literally what gives you access. We're creating everything from the subconscious mind. Almost everything. It's like 95% of our reality, I think, something like that, is created from the subconscious mind. You'll have to look it up. It's some type of crazy number like that, or maybe 98%. And that's the beliefs that we are not aware that we have. So whenever you like have a belief and you're like, where did that belief come from? That's when you want to take a step back and start observing your beliefs, and thoughts, because they could be coming from something trying to push those thoughts in your subconscious mind, especially if they feel like they're foreign thoughts and external. Like, because when an entity tries to possess you and tries to work through you, they don't think you should unalive yourself. They think I should unalive myself, because they're trying to trick you into believing that their influence is your influence, and it's not. So yeah, waking and dreaming visions can provide clarity or can provide confusion. That's like and this is why you have to have your intuition and your discernment just on hand. Our brains are highly active during sleep and within deep meditative or eclastic states as we process past experiences in symbolic forms. Dreams are but a lot of the dreams are, when we go into the dream state, we are going into another lifetime that we are having. That other lifetime is in another parallel universe. The thing is that there's something happening in that lifetime that's also happening in this lifetime. And that's why in the dream state, you're going to that lifetime, and like Wonderland, that's on the astral realm. Oz, that all of these great stories, they're places on the astral realm that you can go. And so, yeah, so dreams are very psychological, but the astral plane and dreaming play are linked together to our thoughts and our emotions, which are the scenarios that we experience in the dreamscape. So this card encourages you to more deeply explore the world of dreaming and psychic vision. This could be through listening to a guided sleep meditation or a guided astral projection meditation or something like that. I feel like if you go into the dream state with the intention of wanting to be lucid, wanting to be aware, and wanting to resolve and work on whatever issues come up, that's the experience you'll probably have. Yeah, there's much to be learned from dance, ritual, whatever your preferred methods are to receive vision and insight. For others, divination and core shamanic-based practices can help provide these insights for ourselves and our others. Like working Ifa with, Olodumare and Ifa's Santeria divination with Orunmila. So another method of recording dreams is to keep a recording device near your bed. If you don't want to write them down, you can always do that. There is an app called Dream Journal. I would suggest downloading it. You can literally record your dreams every day, and it's totally free. So the sooner we can document our dream experiences, even if they seem totally abstract at that time, because like I said, maybe I said it in the last reading, I don't know, but I did say at some point today that your dreams, as they come through, it's like they may be just like this picture is completely abstract to me, and it doesn't make any sense when I really look at it. But in the future, I could look back at this and it'll completely make sense to me, because whatever has happened, basically. Okay, that was all really good stuff from this book. Wow. So also, somebody could have dream walking capabilities where you have the ability to walk into other people's dreams. That's an ancient ability. And you can walk into, and what I feel like whenever you do this dream walking, you're walking into somebody else's dream it's like you're basically following the empathic energy that you've picked up, but you're walking into somebody else's dream so that you can see what's going on in somebody else's mind, because you need to be aware of their intention. Meditating and reflecting. And again, how you're going to progress the fastest spiritually is by going within. It's never going to be through any other tool other than going within. That's how you climb Jacob's ladder, which is the spinal column. You climb that in Ascend. So 38. Oh, it's way at the end. Meditating and reflecting. Essential themes: taking a step back from the daily grind in order to gain perspective. Remembering the spiritual balance must come before everything else. Researching and utilizing practices of mindfulness in daily life. Imagery. The complex image on this card represents the pure inner power we can achieve through meditation. Inner silence releases a tremendous potential and creates space for new energy and ideas. Out of this space, our lives can gain new direction because limiting thoughts will not constrict our innate wisdom. There are times during which we must pull back for a little while and allow ourselves to go within. Sometimes we must simply cut ourselves a break. That's exactly it. Meditation has a different meanings to everyone. All cultures and spiritual paths embrace some type form of meditation and reflection to connect the individual with the divine. And that's exactly what you're doing when you go inside the self. You're connecting with the divine. And it's so powerful that it ends up connecting you with the divine on everything outside of yourself as well. So there are innumerable methods of meditation. It does not merely involve sitting in silence, although it certainly can, because and let me just say that when you're starting to learn meditation, when you even just get like 2 minutes of meditation, like that's a long time to be not thinking and meditating. Like your meditations do not have to be 30-minute meditations or even an hour long. Having a 5-minute meditation will greatly impact your life. And anytime that something comes up in your life where it doesn't feel good, you need to go within yourself at that exact moment and say, what is it within me that pulled that situation in? What beliefs do I need to heal? What cord is there? What is it that I'm holding on to that's allowing this person to affect me in any type of way? So always be questioning. When you can be the observer of your thought, not the participator of your thought, you can ask yourself, well, why is this happening? And you'll be able to put that separation in between you and all the thoughts that you're having. As empaths, seeking the spiritual core within ourselves can aid in our emotional and psychological balance, especially when the going gets tough. When the mind is overwhelmed, a little break can go a long way. Meditating and reflecting on life can help invoke a sense of peace and tranquility when life's experiences seem all too much. Indeed, meditation is a much healthier response than engaging in excessive drinking, drugs, sex, video games, I don't know if video games could be harmful, but maybe too much of anything could be bad, I guess. Gambling, junk food, gossip, or other potential addictions. Wow, I'd never really looked at video games as being addicting, but I'm sure that they possibly are. Mindfulness is a concept that every empath should research. That's exactly what I was talking about. When you're the observer of your thought, you're being mindful. So, and this card encourages you to do so. So when we take a step back from the emotions that all too often seem to control us, we can become more full as human beings and can more easily navigate the lessons we inevitably experience in life, because we have to go through the lessons. So we might as well learn. Because the practice of meditation can take so many forms, it's essential to research different practices. So you may want to look into one word. If you have a hard time quieting the mind, using one word mantras and repeating the word, you can start by saying it out loud, then start by saying it inside your head, just over and over again. That will get rid of the sound in your head. And again, you can that sound. It is the sound of the universe. It lines you with the universe. You can use Om as a meditation tool for sure. Let's see what it says. It says beyond. So beyond that, it's wise to experiment by putting them into action. Whether it's 5 minutes of visualization, that's what I was just saying, in the morning, or an hour of breath work in the evening. Again, you want to do your meditations when your brain is fresh. That's why it's so effective doing it in the morning. But if you do end up doing it in the evening, you may want to do more releasing in the morning. Releasing in the evening with the breath work, just letting go of energies that you picked up during the day. When planning personal time, it's worth nothing that within the religious and philosophies rooted in ancient India, Hinduism, Sikhism, I don't know what that says, Buddhism, and Jainism, etc. Meditation and yoga are inseparable. So there are some meditation poses that can help you. Some yoga poses that can help you with meditation. In fact, they're all synonymous. All meditation is yoga, and all yoga is meditation. For those who don't like sitting still, a mindful walking meditation may resonate well. Simply take a walk outside and slowly experience what the world has to offer. That's another way of meditating. While walking, become aware of your walking. Become aware of your sensory experience. In order to cultivate mindfulness, you may wish to bring the experience to your mind, thinking words that apply what you're experiencing. For example, walking, smelling, looking, mountain, grass, raindrop, and so on. This technique of walking meditation is utilized in many schools in Eastern thought and within other philosophies that encourage a person to become the observer rather than the experiencer. Wow, totally reiterates what I was just saying. Celebrating the world's diversity. This is something I don't think any of us do quite enough. 37. It's right here at the end. So looking outside ourselves in order to avoid emotional overload, studying different cultures, identities, religions, and ways of life, celebrating our own unique contributions to the world's diversity. The imagery of this card, the explosion of color in this image illustrates the diversity of joy and life. Give you a little bit closer. As a symbol of personal freedom, the bird depicted in this card's art is especially prominent. Empaths from all walks of life desire for every little thing to be free from suffering. We must start with ourselves, and we examine our own contributions to freedom or suffering for other beings through our daily choices. I just felt an angelic presence come right here. I just saw some like really bright light. Wow, that was it. That can't be it. Hold on. These pages were stuck together. Well, it's like deeper meanings. It can be so easy to get caught up in our own experiences of life that we forget the beauty of the world around us. At times, it can be challenging to keep perspective of the world outside of our personal spheres. To ourselves more clearly, we can research and rejoice at the incredible diversity of human culture, flora, fauna, natural environments, and the infinite expanse of the universe around us. It's normal for highly empathic people to feel abnormal, weird, or alien. So what? This is a reason to celebrate. There is nothing wrong with us. We are part of the spectrum of human diversity. That is so freaking true. We have a very specific role in this life and in the lives of those that we touch. Blessing to all empaths, our inherent state of understanding and curiosity that transcends all social differences. The world is our playground and our school. What an incredible blessing to be a student of. Yes. This encourages you to explore the world beyond yourself. So you could be called to travel to maybe another country or maybe another city or maybe another state. Like that's exploring the world around you, or to vacation. So it says, at this time in human history, it has never been easier. Documentary films are an excellent place to explore the world, and as are numerous books, articles, and personal experiences gained by traveling the globe. What I was like literally talking about traveling, then it just literally says that. Empaths have an innate ability to approach other types of people and cultures because we tend to see similarities before we see differences. We are all the same in essence. The culture and experiences in which we are born naturally aid in forming our identities and egos. By branching outside of ourselves, we can see how others live, think, operate, and celebrate. And I love that when we can celebrate with other cultures and other religions and just other people. That's beautiful. Empaths are quick to break barriers of division because our focus is on similarities rather than differences. What a grand blessing. Yes. And the more that you can think of yourself as a blessing to this world, the more that you're going to tap into the blessings that God has given you. Because trust me, like God, what God's given you that spiritual gift wise is there's no amount of money that could buy spiritual gifts. That's why you'll see a lot of really rich people that they love spiritual stuff because they don't have that. They don't have that gift. So cleansing mind, body, and spirit. All right. Purification, cleansing. Number 11. So you could be called to cleanse at this time because you could be empathically picking up energy. And learning how to ground this empathic energy by taking a walk, hugging a tree, sitting on a stone, sitting by water. Water is a very cleansing thing. Like if you can meditate on a bridge or meditate by the ocean, Okay. Are these pages stuck together? Stop. Yes, they are. Okay. All right. 11. Cleansing mind, body, and spirit. Some essential themes. Contemplating how we are keeping up with our mental, physical, and spiritual wellness. Analyzing our environments and what we choose to consume. Taking a rejuvenating break from the daily grind. The woman depicted in this painting finds herself in a state of liberation. She took off all ballast and is thus reaching to the core of her being. She must let go in order to grasp the whole. This picture illustrates that only through a clear, minimalist inner structure and immersion in the essence of life is possible. She has a strong inner feeling that guides her, causing all confusing thoughts to go away. My beloved fellow empaths, it cannot be emphasized enough. Cleansing the mind, body, and spirit on a regular basis is of the most ultimate importance. We absorb emotions and sensations from the outside world at such a fast rate that it's often dreadfully difficult to keep up. This is why we must set an intentional practice of purification. Just like we put oil in our car and give it a wash when it's dirty, our own personal upkeep allows us to continue functioning in a healthy way. It is the spiritual cleansing that you're doing that's keeping this monkey, this enemy, this demon, whatever, off your back. This destiny swapping craft. It's because you're cleansing. You're literally doing something to either meditate, grounding the energy and cleansing it. And that's why they can't do anything to you. So when we learn to, and you could be working with prayer as well, which is really helping. So when we learn to develop stronger love and value for our empathic gifts, okay, we become naturally inclined towards our own holistic maintenance. We have a duty to help others, so we got to keep ourselves in good working order. Physical health is incredibly important. The food that we put in our bodies gets transformed into physical energy and astral energy. Personally, I do not consume meat. This is what this person's saying. That has been factory farmed, and try to keep close tabs on any take of vegetables versus empty carbs, sugars, and of course, French fries. I love French fries, so I don't avoid food. I like food. I don't have any beliefs about food. I believe I can pretty much eat anything that I want except for like peanuts. Those will make me not feel good. But other than that, I can eat whatever I want and my body's going to transmute the energy just fine. So I also strive to incorporate physical yoga and some amount of exercise into daily routine. Getting any type of daily routine where you're cleansing, I would be doing spiritual baths regularly, cleansing your home regularly, grounding your energy regularly, meditating regularly. These are all different things that put up barriers of protection and boundaries against these external negative forces that people try to take advantage of your empathic energy and they push theirs onto you. So this card encourages you, dear reader, to do the same. And maybe not about this food stuff, but it's basically to create a routine of spiritually cleansing. Keep a close watch on what you consume. That could be what you're consuming on the internet, what you're consuming from reading, what you're consuming from video games, what you're consuming from art, again, what you're consuming thought-wise. Okay. Says the process of consuming is not limited to food and drinks. It also comes in the form of film and media. That's exactly what I was just saying, as well as the people and environment we surround ourselves with. What kind of energy are we bringing into our spheres? Our spheres are associated with our chakra system, the 7 main chakras. Other people can easily persuade empaths, especially if the other person feels impassioned about their opinion or cause. We have the natural ability to relate with or at least understand the emotions another person is expressing. Mental and emotional balance requires that we all come back to ourselves by recalling our own unique outlook on the world. Just because we understand where another person is coming from, for example, doesn't mean that we need to take on those feelings as if they're our own. We can understand, like we can be sensitive to somebody else's suffering without absorbing that suffering. And that's kind of like what Huncho, you are very, very empathic. That's what I want you to do is not absorb the energy that's being sent to you. Instead of absorbing it, sending it back, grounding it, or transmuting it is going to be the most compatible thing for you to do. Yeah, so mentally emotional balance requires that we come back to ourselves by recalling our own unique outlook on the world. So that's creating the balance. So cleansing and purification takes so many forms. If you pull this card, it could indicate anything from a need to simply smudge yourself with sage, or something that is complex as completely changing your diet and daily routine. That's why using your greatest intuition is going to be the best thing. Use your discernment. Oracle cards rely greatly on intuition of the reader, so it's up for you to discover and meditate on the message that the universe is communicating at this moment. Personal upkeep requires self-examination on every level. Are we being as reasonably healthy as we can be, or are we slacking? Are we being lazy? Are we having positive interactions or relying on drama or gossip? Are we filling ourselves and others with positive input, or are we allowing too much negativity to enter our spheres? These questions and others are the messages this card begs us to consider. Literally begs us to consider that. All right, we're going to do one more of these. That's why I was saying, learning what type of empath you are, how you're absorbing the energy, and what energies you tend to absorb. That's going to basically point to what types of healing you need to do, and then you won't be absorbing that type of energy. You can only pick up somebody else's energy if you have something within yourself that's the same vibration as that energy. Examining self-identity. This is going to be crucial at this time, because with all of the spiritual gifts going around like a plague. No, it's not like a plague, but basically people are having a freaking identity crisis at this time. There are so many people that are out here trying to be copycats, trying to do stuff that they're not meant to do, like be tarot readers, be influencers and artists, and they're people that should not be showing their face to the world because they have not done any of the inner work. That's literally what I'm getting, is people need to stay in their own lane. And that's why learning about your identity is so important. Not only your identity of who you are, who you have been, who you intended yourself to be, but also who you choose to be in this now moment. This entire planet is going through a freaking identity crisis. People don't know who the hell they are. And that's why they act so retarded. Like that's honestly one of the core things behind everybody's being weird. This is the core issue behind all destiny swap. If you knew if they knew who they were, they would not be swapping out the destinies with other people, because they would know who they are. So, questioning the role of labels and titles in our lives, valuing our uniqueness and respecting that of others, remembering that we are all one at the end of the day. Looking at the card, we can see the imagery speaking to us deeply on an emotional level. Something very significant drawing this card communicates is that we must remember we are our own emotional beings. We are not simply a product of absorbing emotions from outside sources. Start thinking that. And that's why I was talking about we're our own emotional beings. If we're pulling in empathic energy from somebody else that's tugging on our heartstrings, we have to go within the self and heal that. It says we are not simply a product of absorbing emotions from outside sources. We are incredible generators of emotional energy. This is why it sometimes becomes difficult to discern our emotions from the other emotions that we may have absorbed. That is why doing the empathic clearing technique is going to be the most important thing. Okay, so I'm going to teach you what that is. So we're going to set up right now with your higher self the agreement, okay? That when you say this next sentence, and I'm going to type this in the chat. Okay. There it is. So when you say the I in this sentence, you're not speaking from your little self, whatever your human name is. Okay. You're speaking from that higher aspect of you. And for your higher self, this is a no-brainer. Clearing empathic energy is not difficult for your higher self, and it happens very quickly. Okay. So we're setting it up right now with your higher self that every time you say this sentence, I clear myself of any negative or empathic energy that I've picked up from anyone or anything else. And every time that we're setting up the agreement, every time that you say this sentence, you're going to be clearing yourself of all of that empathic energy. Okay. Your higher self's just going to come forward and do it for you. Okay. I already just felt it clear. So you'll know that just literally is that fast. It clears it that fast. Okay. So now the second thing that we're going to set up, and we're going to set this up one time. And then anytime you say this sentence, you're going to be clearing, because empathic abilities come from our loved ones. It's basically genetic. So we're setting up the agreement that every time that you say this sentence, I clear myself of any negative empathic energy that I picked up from anyone or anything else, that you're also going to be clearing empathic energy from everyone in your bloodline. Okay, we're setting that up right now. So every time that you say, I clear myself of any negative or empathic energy that I picked up from anyone or anything else, you're not just clearing yourself, but you're clearing everyone in your bloodline. And that's basically doing a service to your bloodline. Okay, so that is the empathic clearing technique. So that is what I want you to do on a day-to-day. Every time that you pick up some energy that doesn't feel good, I clear myself of any empathic or negative energy that I picked up from anyone else. So modern culture is a big fan of labels and identities. On one hand, this can be empowering for a person who has struggled to belong all their life. Look at the term empath, for example. What an empowering term. This term helps us to understand our own nature, although for some people, it sets them apart from others. Keep in mind that everyone is empathic to one degree or another. This is our biology and physiology. Like I was just saying, it's literally genetic. This leads me to say that we cannot blame everything in our lives on being an empath any more than we can do that on blaming on what our zodiac sign is. Labels don't have to be divisive. It is encouraging that in so many cultures, we are all allowed to be our own selves and identify as who we feel ourselves to truly be. It has been a long, hard road to establish the reality of diversity in the modern world. No thanks to Abrahamic religions. Naturally, this still comes with social challenges, and well, it's simply part of the territory. Sometimes it takes time and compassion to bring others to our level and to help them understand. The term ego is not necessarily a negative one. If someone is egotistical, that's different. The ego self psychologically relates to our self-identity. There's nothing wrong with this because it is part of our beautiful rainbow of human nature. As long as no one is being harmed, we should feel the allowance to proudly be ourselves, whoever we are. Gender, racial, and sexual orientation variances are part of the rainbow spectrum that we are finally beginning to socially align with in this day of age. However, this card is not restricted to these things and will pertain to different meanings for different readers and different people that have basically we're pulling that card. So when mindfully looking at our emotional state at any given time, we have opportunity to think back on our own experiences to see which emotional responses of our own, maybe some of them were unconsciously based or trauma-based responses, and which of them seem foreign. Like I said, when you find out, okay, where is this thought? You ask yourself, where is this thought coming from? And if it's coming from Joe Blow or a demon whatever, then you know that is not your thought. And so you can immediately, once you realize it's not your thought, you can separate yourself from that. That's why that's so important of being mindful and aware of what you're thinking. Because demons can just sit back here and talk shit, like literally into your subconscious, and you're going to think that that's you, but it's not. We can peacefully release external emotional energy with light and care. This is how we more seamlessly, we release it and then we heal whatever was behind it. So we seamlessly come into ourselves for who we are in this lifetime. Labels and identities are fleeting. If you wish to call yourself an empath or any other thing, do it. Nearly everyone has empathic capability and potential. And if you feel as though you experience empathy to a greater ability than most others. Why not use the term? It can be empowering and affirming. The same goes for other terms that a person uses in their life. You may feel like the gift of being an empath is a curse, but it's actually really a gift. Once you learn, Jesus was a master empath. He could touch somebody that was sick, transmute that energy into health just immediately. Like he was just a master empath. He learned how to master his own energy. Ultimately, this card encourages us to examine the labels that we use, why we use them, their influence on others, and how accurately our proclaimed identities fit our current incarnation and life lessons. So this is going to give you a greater understanding about who you are. I love that. This was fun. This deck was actually really fun. So again, remember, we started with the opening to dreams and visions, the meditating and reflecting, celebrating the world's diversity, cleansing mind, body, and spirit, examining self-identity, which again is so important at this time because of all the people that are going through self-identity crisis. And that's because they are waking up to these spiritual gifts that they've had their entire life. You know, you could have a self-worth issue that's not even your issue. You could have picked that up at 16 years old from another person at school, and you're still carrying it around because you think that it's yours. That's the type of energy that I'm talking about. And just to become completely self-aware, know that you have an ancestor that is on this other side. They're communicating with you through dreams. That's why meditation is going to be so important. These three cards keep trying to pop out. Like they've tried to come out 3 different times. So I feel like I'm going to have to just read these 3 cards. What is this? So we have a Queen of Cups in the reverse. This is a selfish, destructive woman who seeks to manipulate and control you. She has unpredictable reactions, is cruel, and seeks revenge. Perverse, twisted, crafty, and dishonest. Immoral. She uses people and then discards them. Do not trust her. I feel you are coming into this Wheel of Fortune energy. And this Queen of Cups person is not happy about that. The 9 of Cups, this is another thing she's not happy about. This is the wish card. Your deepest desire is granted. A problem is solved. Satisfying relationships. Emotional peace, goals are achieved, dreams do come true. Take time to enjoy your success and revel in its rewards. Know that you having success is going to just make somebody super mad, but that doesn't mean you should stop living your life because this person is immoral and wicked. This says, yeah, material possessions are attained, physical fitness and beauty. Somebody's upset about that. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. We're just going to read a little bit of scripture on them right now. And this is for anybody that is in your life that means you harm. We're reading scripture against known and unknown enemies. Anybody that really means my collective harm, we're praying against that. I can do all things through him who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13. The Lord is compassionate and gracious. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you, be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. You are so loved. Every good and perfect gift is from above. Remember, if it's loosed in the heavens, it's loosed on the earth. I am with you always. The Lord, your God, is with you. He is mighty to save. He will take great delight in you. He will quiet you with his love. He will rejoice over you with singing. Thank the Lord. Thank you, God, for protection. Thank you for this. Thank you for this moment. Thank you. The precepts of the Lord are right, making the heart glad. The command of the Lord is radiant, making the eyes light up. He has made everything beautiful in its time. I am the Lord who heals you. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in coil, but rejoices within the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Love never fails. The Lord your God will lead you and protect you by every side. Amen. We apply that to that Queen of Cups in the reverse, who is after my collective. I mean, like I tried to avoid the tarot cards all the way today, but they just kept falling out. I was like, okay. But it was good to see that you're coming into the Wheel of Fortune. That's like great. That, of course, that's going to piss somebody off, because you getting everything that you want is going to just make somebody mad. Just know that, and try to avoid telling people your business is the best way to avoid this Queen of Cups person who is relentless. Okay, please like this video, you guys. Please share it if you feel compelled to share it. If you feel like this message would reach anybody else as well, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and to my other platform, which is called ASTRAEA Love. It's in the chat. All right, I'm so happy that you guys were here with me today, and I love that you got this really good message about the empath stuff. Like, this was just a very good message. It was a little bit longer than I do on this platform, but good messages came through. All right. So of course, with any doors that we open, we always close. And I would suggest writing down the affirmation that we set up with your higher self. I clear myself of any negative or empathic energy that I've picked up from anyone or anything else. I would write that down on something, put it in your pocket, and multiple times a day, take that out just randomly and clear your energy. Just continue to clear your energy, and know that you are doing your family a service. Every time that you clear your energy, you are clearing the energy of your bloodline. So that's going to make your house better, your house life better, your home life, all of that. All right. And make sure that you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you're notified of every time that I go live. All right. You don't want to miss out on the angelic messages. And the beautiful background sounds that you're hearing is the YouTube channel called Healing Vibrations. I'll also write them in the chat. You'll want to make sure that you get a subscription to Healing Vibrations. YouTube channel. They have different singing bowl sound baths that alchemize the energy. And so this will help you as well. While you're meditating, you can listen to some of that. Okay, know that you are loved. Know that God loves you. Know that I love you. And know that the world, we're all coming back to one love, like truly. Okay, you're going to do great. Keep in mind all of the stuff you learned about yourself today and your empathic nature. Okay, for the future. It's going to be really important that you continue to clear your energy, and the more that you can keep yourself clear, the more of like any spell work that they throw at you. If the wall is clean, the spaghetti's not going to stick, right? Just as an analogy. And what they do with spell work is they just keep throwing it at you. So yeah, not allowing it to stick on anything by keeping yourself clean is the way that you are going to put up a barrier of protection between you and these other people that are invading your mind and thought space. Okay. All right. I'm giving you guys lots of love and hugs. Peace be with you until the next reading. All right. Know that God loves you. Know that I love you, and peace.